Hi, this is Brian Meese with Rocket Hub, here in New York City with Mr. Ozwald, indie artist, coming at you from Columbia University. You may recognize Mr. Ozwald from his shows on MTV, ESPN, or his YouTube hit music videos. And Mr. Oz has ran into some trouble with iTunes as of late. What's the story there?
Well, actually, iTunes is running into trouble with me. So I spent a lot of time on the iTunes site figuring out what albums are popular, why certain comments or reviews that customers are leaving, why those are more popular than others, what songs are popular. I've spent a lot of time figuring out how the site works, and it's all based on popularity. So the more song is downloaded, the higher up in ranks it goes. The more popular review is, the higher that goes, whatever. So I'm noticing all this stuff, and I'm basically thinking to myself, well, why don't I just do what record labels have been doing since the beginning of time? You know?
Which is?
Download or purchase your own music over and over again.
In hopes of?
Getting it to climb the charts, so that people can recognize it and be like, oh, what's that? Who is that?
The cream rises to the top.
Exactly, right. And then the whole idea behind it is like, okay, my music is good enough, just people as an independent artist, they don't know who I am yet.
Mm-hmm.
So what can I do to get my name out there so that when people hear it, they want to buy it,
mm-hmm.
right? So, seeing as there's like 10 billion people that are on iTunes, if I could get my song on the front page where everybody sees it's one of the first things that they see, then we'd be like, oh, what's this? Synthesize. Click on it, check it out, listen to it. Oh, this is hot. And all they got to do is just click buy. They've already got their credit card information, all that stuff in there. So really, it's just a numbers game. The more people I can get to see it, then the more people will purchase it. You know? So the idea behind it was, okay, I'm going to download my song over and over again, get it on the front page, and then we'll see what happens. You know? So the interesting thing was, once I started doing this, the song skyrocketed in popularity throughout the site within like literally an hour. Like you can go in on iTunes and you can type in Mr. Ozwald Synthesize. You'll see it's the first song on it. Everything, there's like 500 songs on iTunes with Synthesize in it. Mine's the top one. All right. So it's really interesting that my song would continue to climb up these so-called, you know, rankings on iTunes, but they'd never make the top charts when I blew every major artist out of the water in 3 days.
So what do you think is going on there?
They're in cahoots. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious. It's the same thing that was going on with like radio stations and labels with payola, where the labels would pay the DJs to play their records so then they could be on the radio, and then people would hear it and be like, oh, that song is hot, and then whatever, they go purchase it or whatever.
So let me get this straight. You're doing the same things that you think that the major label stars are doing, only you're not getting the same benefit?
Exactly.
So Oz, tell us a little bit about your Oz versus Apple Rocket Hub project you currently have cooking up on rockethub.com.
Right on. So basically what I've been doing is I start off a 90-day campaign to gather the support of musicians, music fans, PC lovers, Apple haters, whatever you want to call it, because I know that Apple is going to do everything they can to make me go away. Right? So they're not going to just, oh, okay, we understand your position, and then cut me a check for however much, be like, you lost all this money because we screwed you over. So basically they're going to just keep telling me to shut up, go away, go away, go away, and it's going to take a lot of energy legally, financially. So basically I'm trying to get everyone's support to help me get the ball rolling and get things in motion. So if I'm really going to win this, I think it's going to start off also getting the public's support. You know, and so I have two campaigns going on Rocket Hub. It's the Oz versus Apple, but there's two sides to it, which is the PR side and getting, you know, my story out there so everyone can hear it, maybe read about it in newspapers, magazines, whatever, and then also being able to properly fight Apple legally. So that's where you guys come in, Rocket Hub, and the users come in so that can, you know, if they're feeling my project, you know what I'm saying, then they can support the cause.
So it sounds like you've kind of got the perspective of these indie artists in mind, saying, hey, if this happened to me, it could likely happen to you or may have happened to you. Here's, you know, a way for us to all kind of focus our awareness on this issue together and see where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you summed it up. It's, if they've done it to me, I'm sure I'm not the first person that they've kept off the charts, or I'm sure there's, you know, I would like to expose everything, let everything come to light and see what's really going on, because again, it's about leveling the playing field, and if my music is good enough and if it's purchased enough times and people like it, then everybody should know about it. You know, I should receive the same options or benefits that, you know, major labels and major artists are receiving.
Sounds like a very interesting project. We appreciate you coming out and chatting with us about it.
No doubt.